All right, so we're here with Roxie and Oreo, and we're going to go over a claiming the door exercise. The dogs go towards the door, and we want them to be able to respect the boundaries to give the guests some really good space in order to give everyone a good chance to come in and have the dogs not rush them. So let's go over and go to the claiming the door exercise. So the first thing that we want to do, Jacob, stay behind, is establish a boundary that the dogs are not allowed to cross in order to establish the boundary. So for this house, we have an office over here, so we're going to say that this right here is a boundary that the dogs are not allowed to cross. The dogs can be sitting on this other side of the boundary, or they can be laying down, or whatever they want to do. But we will claim this by disagreeing with them if they try to cross this boundary. So all we want them to do is stay on this side. And when you move backwards, so it's as important when you disagree with them to move quickly towards them. However, as soon as they respond, you want to be able to step backwards. So they're both far enough away where they're staying, and they're really respecting this. So you want to be able to step backwards. So as soon as Oreo stops trying to cross the boundary, I move backwards. Every time I take a step backwards, I give them a little more space. However, if they were to start coming across it again, I reestablish the boundary. And I'm stepping back kind of one step, two step, because it's more punctuated. You don't want to move back kind of like in a jagged motion, so you want to make sure that you're kind of punctuating what your steps are. And once you get over to this step, so as soon as Oreo doesn't go across the boundary again, I back off. That's just as important as removing yourself. So now, I'm going to kind of play around with the door. Things that might get them to move forward. Good. So as I'm moving backwards, I'm keeping my hips pointed towards them. Oreo's being the one who's more persistent, but now he just laid down, which is excellent. But I'm doing this to kind of help them learn that even the small parts of going towards opening the door are things that they can start to get control over. And as soon as I go towards the door and I open the door, I lose some authority by having my hips not pointed directly towards the dogs. So that will usually be a moment where they might try to reestablish to move forward. This is great. Nope. So the first time that when you originally want to start working on this is times when you have the time to work on this and you don't have real guests. So you can have your sons go outside and practice this. So that way you're not doing this at a time period where you're already stressed because someone's trying to come inside. Oh, that was really good. She's starting to realize the boundary.
Jacob, you should be over here.
And I think we're going to ask, hello Brian, how's it going? And that is the claiming the door exercise.